how I went and made $50,000 per month with my own offer, never ever having been a business owner before. So just to walk you through exactly really what happened and my background. So I was in sales for about 2.5 years, and there was a particular month where I collected $250,000 for the business owner. I made $25,000. Everything was great, amazing, awesome. I'm not knocking $25,000, but I did get into thinking. I was like I just made somebody $250,000, and I made 10% of it. And I don't know exactly, at some point why this conversation came up for me in my mind. I was always aware of it. Like I've made six figures in sales. And so I was always just remembering putting numbers in my tracker and seeing that I'm making, 12,000 a month, 17,000 a month, 22,000, like all these different numbers. But it wasn't until I really got into thinking of like, hey, do I see myself in sales over the next 3 years, 5 years? And the answer for me was no. This came up from a previous conversation that I recall, just really going over the idea of like, is sales for me the end destination? Because I don't see myself in 5 years still hopping on Zoom sessions, still selling people, making 10%. Like, that just wasn't something that I can picture in my mind. And so I got to thinking, okay, well, I made somebody $250,000 in order to make 20. Like, what skills do I need to learn to make 10x that, right? With the business, what other areas can I develop to be that guy, not the one making $25,000? Because in order for me to make that, I'd have to consistently collect $250,000 just to make that in a year. And I'm not getting any younger. So what do I have to do? So I started, I ended up getting into this offer where, well, I hired somebody to teach me marketing as well as fulfillment for something technical. It was originally like an agency, but then I started to use AI, and I was like, okay, I definitely want to use AI. I think we all know that it's a future and business owners can't deny it. So that's going to be a bit of my angle. I started selling AI services to business owners. And so I had sales down. I just didn't have marketing down. I think marketing is something I would say is more important than sales, even because without eyeballs, you can't have bookings. So I learned marketing. I started spending some money on ads. I got eyeballs over to an offer that I created, and those offers turned into bookings for the people that didn't show up, or I nurtured, reschedule them, or send a text email to get them back into the pipeline. Pretty much they show up. I did what I already knew how to do, which was sales, and the hard part for me, which was the fulfillment. Again, I did get a coach, so I didn't really have a big learning curve here. I was really able to follow the structure that somebody else had already used in order to accomplish this. And so this was actually quite simple. I did the agency fulfillment services, got results because I was wanting to make sure that, more importantly, on top of just selling and collecting cash, that I was actually getting results for my clients. And now I'm just scaling. The first month into this, I made like $7,000, $8,000. Second month, I made about 22, and then this month I hit 50. And so next month, aiming for 70, 80. I actually spent a little bit. I think I had a small jump from 7 because I spent some time. I remember it was like a week or almost like 10 days where I didn't do any sales. Like I stopped sales in general because I didn't have the bandwidth, the manpower to fulfill properly. I didn't really have the structure in place. And so rather than scaling up and just burning out on opportunities, I mean, people speak about you, your presence, your branding, whatever you want to call it, like goes noticed to other people. So I never want that to be something that happens to me. So I stopped, started fulfilling clients, and then the next month made a lot more. And so that's what allowed me now. I'm very confident that I can get this to $100,000 per month without anything breaking. But again, being a business owner, sometimes we can be a bit overconfident. And so, really, just that's how I went from my comfortable 9 to 5, well, not even 9 to 5 per se, but sales job to now making $50,000 per month. And all I did was really consider that I don't want to be in sales for a very long time, that I want to shorten that timeline instead, and just took action. I would say if you're in sales right now, this is definitely something you should consider. Maybe not AI services if that's not your thing, but definitely go out there and start building something of your own. Because you already have the skills which a lot of people lack, which is sales, and I'm sure you can understand that, being if you're a top sales professional, you can probably understand that there's not actually a lot of great salespeople. Like there is, but if you look at the like job market and if you have people wanting to get into sales, right, that's something that's going to continue to stack on. So if you know how to sell, just learn how to market and create an offer and just kind of do that pillar. Just three things. You know, sales, you need an offer to market, and then just fulfill for that offer. And you could be making 10x more. I don't know what your sales commissions are. I know guys who have 5%, 10%, 15, 20%. So maybe for some of you guys, it's not worth it. But this is my story. I'm going to go ahead and continue to document really what I'm doing, how this all works, really continuing to build and scale and, maybe do like a hiring stuff here and there in the future. But this has been my journey so far, 3 months into the game, growing relatively quickly. I'm hiring some new people to show me the ins and outs of growing this type of business even more. And yeah, these are exciting times. Now, you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. Or if you want to reach out to me on Instagram,